sanctificetur nomen tuum, adveniat regnum tuum, fiat voluntas tua, sicut in cielo et in terra. Panem nostrum quotidianum da nobis hodie, et dimitte nobis debita nostra, sicut et nos dimittimus debitoribus nostris, et ne nos inducas in tentationem, sed libera nos a malo.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Restore Christendom.
Good evening.
I am Tommy,
And I'm Emily.
and welcome. It is Wednesday, February 19th.
Yes,
I stole your line.
you did.
I took it. It's mine
But
now.
you didn't finish it. It's 7:17 p.m.
7:17 p.m. Central Standard Time.
Yes. So, you know what that means. It's time for Wednesday shenanigans.
Yes, time for me to beat my wife live on air, as I usually do.
Yes. The public beating.
The weekly beatings of the wife.
The weekly public beatings.
Yes.
Yes.
So America was a much better place back when we had the weekly public beating of the women.
Oh, I'm sure it was much more tolerable.
There was far less trans kids, I can tell you that.
Ooh, facts.
Yeah.
Facts.
All right. Well,
Yeah.
that
number was very low back then.
that escalated quickly, didn't it?
Well,
Justice.
it's 2025. That's kind of base level requirement to be a certain type of person is that you have to have at least one trans child.
Ah, yes.
Oh no.
Are we missing Connie's
We're missing
gaming?
the opportunity to berate him while he plays video games.
I thought he did that on
I'm actually
Fridays.
bummed about that. I thought he did that on Fridays, but then also B, I thought he was going to do his gaming stream after everything else tonight. I didn't realize he was planning on going before everybody.
Oh, well, I don't know. We're on our normal time, so.
Yeah, this is our normal time, unfortunately. Yeah, I guess if he's going to be doing those at the same time we're doing this, I can't berate him like I said I would.
No.
Womp womp. Unfortunately, I can't be two places at once.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Well, thank you.
Yes. Is there a story in there that we want to speak about? What's going on? Let me check my.
I don't know. He might have just
Let me
sent us
check
the
my
link for
Twitter.
it. Oh, yeah. Perfect.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yes, we will bring that up. That ties in nicely with some of the other things that we have this evening.
Yes. Sweet. So in other news, you want to tell the people what our daughter asked us?
Oh my gosh, mere moments before going live, she comes down and asks about dessert, right? And she's like, "Can I have some of that that you have it cut up the fruit that tastes like ginger ale."
The fruit that tastes like, can I have some of the fruit that tastes like ginger ale? Yes.
Which are pears.
Yeah, I now I know that pears are the fruit that tastes like ginger ale. I was not aware of that until.
So there's that. And it's funny because we had salads tonight, and that was one of the mix-ins for the salads. So of all the things to say, earlier she asked me what they were, and I said, well, it's pears. And I think that they taste like apples. Have a similar consistency and a random tart sweetness of apples.
And I think they taste nothing like apples.
Yeah, they taste like pears, right?
Right, yeah. Ginger ale would not have been my first.
Yeah, ginger ale would not even be on the list of things that I would think that to use as a
Pears taste like.
descriptor for pears. So, but yeah, it wasn't the the fruit that we had with dinner wasn't the one that you say that tastes like apples. It was the one that tastes like ginger ale. So
Yeah.
I thought that was rather funny.
Mm-hmm.
Also, that's parenthood.
Yeah, we had quite a good laugh about that. And to her face.
Yeah. Yeah.
Children need to be shamed for statements like that.
Well, they at least need to know that that's a goofy thing to say.
Right.
At least be aware of like how other people will hear that.
It's just. Yeah, I like pears. Not a huge fan of ginger ale either, JC.
Honestly, I used to be very anti ginger ale, kind of like who drinks ginger ale? But at this point in my life, I do like me a ginger ale every once in a while.
Helps keep you regular.
I wouldn't go that far. Sometimes, like I just want like a bubble water that's kind of flavored like something. And
It
I
helps
like
when
the
you have to
way
go when you have to make.
when I have to make.
When you have to
Yeah.
make, it helps when you have to make.
Yep. When I
Alright.
have to make, go straight for the ginger ale.
Okay, just checking.
Yeah.
We can talk about your diarrhea on here. It's okay.
I don't have those issues.
That's not what the toilet upstairs says.
Okay. Okay.
It's like a horror movie when I walk in that bed.
Is it?
No.
Okay. That's fine. If that's what your experience is, who am I to argue?
Right. Who
with
are you to
that?
argue with my lived experience?
Exactly.
My truth. This is my
Exactly.
truth.
Your truth.
Yeah. Doesn't
Your-
matter what the bathroom actually looks like. My truth says it's a murder scene.
Yes. Yes.
Exploded right out of my wife's butthole.
No.
Oh crap. I don't even know the thing.
You don't even have the buttons queued up?
No, I can't even do the.
Oh, okay.
Oh, this is killing me. I'm so.
But I also
so
like
behind on
Malort.
this.
Yeah, I know, right? So me liking ginger ale.
Poos shot out of my A-line.
So-
Many poos.
So yeah, speaking of Malort, yeah, I do drink that.
Oh.
So
Actually,
completely disregard anything I say that I like because I genuinely do like this.
tonight's
Sponsor
episode
me, Malort. Come on.
brought to you by Jim Beam Honey. I'm drinking Jim Beam Honey over here.
Malort. I'll have another.
That tastes just like cheap liquor. That's what that tastes like.
All right. Well, isn't that what it is?
Yes.
Oh, okay, cool.
That tastes like $16.95.
As one would hope. As one would hope.
Yes. It's not all expensive like Malort.
Right. Yeah, it has gone up. That is true.
It's like $27 a bottle now.
Yeah.
It was 23 when we got here.
Yep.
The problem is we're buying it and now they think people like it and they can charge, like, oh, we're actually selling some of this stuff now. Let's jack the price up.
No, I think that's Malort trying to make money on their stuff because it's, a culty classic. It's
Okay.
it's a hipster thing. Not necessarily a hipster thing, but like it makes hipster money.
Are you saying that me sitting here in my beanie cap and smoking my pipe is a hipster thing?
No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying like
It feels like you're
makes-
saying to me.
it makes hipster money, so
Right.
they're gonna start charging hipster money.
I feel like you're insulting. You're calling me out here.
I'm insulting myself here too. Like I'm the one who,
I'm just saying this feels like personal attacks. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, well, this is another thing that I guess I can't argue with is how you interpret things.
Right.
So my intention was not to personally attack you for the ways that you may or may not be displaying hipster
Right.
behavior, but
This is starting to get gay.
is it gay? Okay,
It's getting
good.
gay.
I was feeling pretty gay saying
Yeah.
these things. I
Hey,
was
hello,
like,
hello, the
"Ugh,
haram life.
it sounds so womany.
Yeah, no, this is the whole conversation was pretty gay.
Ugh. Yeah.
Speaking of 6
A
million,
lot of frogginos happening here.
it's a frogginos.
Yeah. Good evening, Reef.
Yes. What's going on, sir?
Is it gay because I came in? No, nope.
No.
You have nothing to do with the gayness. You
No,
have
it was just
nothing to do
the
with
gay
gayness.
liberal speak we were using. Interpret. I was like, yep. What did I walk into?
Ugh.
Oh man.
Right.
So we actually did have things to talk about tonight at some point, right?
Yeah, we
We're
did.
not just gonna sit here and ramble about pear fruit that tastes like ginger ale and
And not interpreting feelings and,
yeah, because that would be gay.
actions and stuff. That's very feminine.
That would be super gay. Yes. So what did we want to open with here? Let me do this. And I guess we'll go to this real quick.
Sure.
Okay. So, as everybody's aware, I'm sure the Pope is sick. The most recent statements today is it seems Pope Francis is rebounding. Vatican press office: the Holy Father's clinical condition is stable. Blood tests evaluated by medical staff show a slight improvement, particularly in the inflammatory indices. Indices?
Indices?
Indices. I'm going to say indices.
Okay.
Indices sounds right.
Yeah.
Yeah. He received the Eucharist and PM Maloney for a visit. The Pope remains in hospital. So this is a good news kind of post.
Yes.
I don't believe it, just because in the past the Vatican has always been very, no, everything's fine, and then you find out 3 days after the Pope has died, the Pope actually died.
Passed away.
Like, it's pretty common, other than like JP2 and everybody saw it,
Right.
But for the most part, in the past, the Vatican has been very, hush hush.
Right. Well, and just yesterday's coverage of it was that he's got the something.
Yeah, he's got bilateral pneumonia. He's got pneumonia in both lungs.
Yeah.
Fancy way of saying double pneumonia.
And he's also, been sickly for a while now, and he's also up there in age, and
he also only has like half of one lung, or he's missing half a lung from a childhood disease or accident or something.
He's only operating with 1.5 lungs, and he's
Right.
also declined health-wise to the point where he looks like how he looks. I actually I knew that his health was in decline, right? But whenever you kind of just see the same version of someone in their health in decline for a while, you get used to that image. I saw footage from, I think it was like a compilation of different presidents visiting the Pope. And it was, like when he met with Obama, right? Like young, spry, looking popely. And then he met with Trump, young, spry, popely. And then he met with Biden, and it was sickly,
Right.
puffy, not doing so well health-wise. And so I personally, the last 2 days, when I've gone to mass, my intention is that the Holy Father recovers, because not only do I not want him to pass away, right? We don't really want anybody to pass away. I don't want to deal with a new pope right now.
Right.
I don't want to deal with that right now. I don't want to do that. And if
Right.
that's not integral to God's plan for how it all needs to play out, I would like to not do that right now. So I'm petitioning.
Yeah, I may have disagreements, things the Pope has said. I may have come out on the show and said things that I disagree with what the Pope said.
Mhm.
But at the end of the day, I wish no ill will to the Pope. I continue to pray for him. I'm not here like, I hope he no. That is the wrong
that's
attitude to have. That is not the Christian attitude to have. Whether you like the Pope or not, you should be praying for him at this moment.
We direct that ire towards like the Nancy Pelosi's and Joseph Bidens of the world, who say that they're Catholics and do everything to not uphold Catholic values. That's who we save that ire for.
Yes, hello, Xerox. And regardless of how you feel about the Pope today and what conspiracy theories you may or may not have about reasons why he's doing things he is or is not doing, I would like to believe that the Pope became a Catholic priest because of a true love for God.
Right, yeah, for the right reasons.
And deep down, no matter what has happened to him along the way, that man is still in there.
Mm-hmm.
So you're pray for that man.
Yep.
And maybe he is just really poor at speaking, and most of his stuff is misunderstandings. As you said, maybe it is. I don't. But for the people who take the hardcore stance that he is purposely trying to destroy the Catholic Church, I just like to remind everybody
You can't know that.
Yeah, even if he is, whatever happened along his path that would have led him to that, you still got to remember that at one point he did this for the right reason, and it is not too late for the Pope. You know what I mean? Yeah. But that's just from that extremist perspective. I'm not saying that's what's going on here. I wouldn't dare say that, because I don't know well enough.
No.
I'm just saying, I'm praying for the Pope personally. I wish the best for him. And we'll deal with anything else after that happens.
Yeah. I guess speaking to that same,
Yes, JC, a new pope would be a whole to-do. We'd have to have a conclave and all
Not
that.
only-
Like, what color is the smoke? Ugh.
Not only is it like a to-do for Catholics in general, like it's a global to-do.
Oh, yeah, the media
It's a
makes a big
global
thing.
to-do.
Even though,
It's a world leaders to-do. It's a huge thing that we could all not necessarily be distracted by, but be wrapped up in, while there's a lot of other things going on that should be given attention.
yeah, also, as much as the
You know?
world hates the Catholic Church, like, they really do
Boy, they
cover...
love to check in on her.
Yeah,
Boy,
you
they
know what
love
I
to be
mean?
like, let me get into my lurker account and see what she's
Everybody-
up to these
yeah.
days.
Everybody's focused on the Pope all of a sudden his health, and if there is a conclave, then it's all 24/7 CNN, Fox. You're gonna see conclave news.
Yeah.
You know, like, I hate the Catholic Church, but hey, there's ratings there somewhere.
Right. Right. You know, that's how they do.
Yeah, and then I wanna roll that one into the next one. Oh, let me go.
We're in the comments.
Yeah, I know. I'm going back.
Yes, I was hoping that we would roll them into the two, because that's the other side of like speaking to that extreme. You know.
Well, also, I want to bring this one up real quick too.
Okay.
Because this is a very good comment. And this is my point exactly here. What I'm saying is, it's one thing to disagree with Pope Francis while he is healthy and running around the world, making statements. It's quite another to disparage a man in his sickbed with vitriol and hate. Do better. And yeah, no, the man is sick, and you need to pray for him to get better.
Mhm.
Disagree on why you want once he's well and out speaking again. And if you disagree with things that he says, disagree with him. That's fine.
Right.
As a Catholic, you're allowed to disagree with things he says as a man. You know, when he's not speaking infallibly from the chair of Peter. You can agree, you can disagree with whatever you want, but don't belittle the man
You can dislike
while
the
he's
human.
in his deathbed.
You could dislike the human. You have to pray for their soul.
Yeah. You can dislike the sin.
Right. Yeah. Hate
you
the
can
sinner, love the, or hate the
sinner,
sin, love the
yeah,
sinner.
love the sinner, hate the sin. That
Yeah,
thing,
that one.
yes. Which leads me to another group of people, which is this gentleman made a statement. Pope Francis is the reason I'm no longer Catholic. He is truly an evil man. How is you leaving the faith showing him anything? You're the one that's in trouble now.
Yeah, you're the one who loses out.
Oh.
It doesn't do anything
Yeah.
to Pope Francis.
And essentially, that this person, Rosary Warrior, has it pretty much. You abandoned Jesus because of Judas. Like, that's essentially what you did there.
Yep.
I don't understand people that leave the church because, oh, the Pope said this, or the Pope said that. Like, doesn't matter, bud. You know, you still got to go to Mass every Sunday, and you still got to deal with your priest and your parish and confess your sins and receive the Eucharist, because that's what the church's job is, there to administer the sacraments. That's really it, man. They don't look to it. I mean, it's obviously there
to do other things
as a place for fellowship and stuff. But I mean, at the end of the day, the church's job is to administer the sacraments, the Eucharist at Mass, the Mass itself.
Mhm.
You know, confession,
marriage, baptism.
yeah, all that stuff. Like, I mean, obviously, once you're baptized and you're confirmed, you don't need to do any of those sacraments again. But like every week, you know, they
have
daily actually the Eucharist, and daily the act of penance, confession.
Right.
So, like, the church's main job here is to administer the sacraments. So if the Pope all the way up here is saying something you disagree with, but he's not making it dogma or rules of the church, then who cares?
It doesn't
Go to your
affect-
church,
Yeah.
go to Mass as often as humanly possible, receive the sacraments, and live a holy life. That's all you're asked to do, and that's all you need to do. Who cares what the Pope is saying? If you're leaving the church because you dislike the Pope,
If you leave the church because you dislike the
you're
Pope,
a Protestant then.
You're a Protestant.
You're you just keep protesting your whole life.
Yeah, you're definitionally Protestant. But that same mentality, I guess if I was to do a secular translation to that, that's the same thing that people do whenever a president they don't like gets elected. I'm going to move to Canada. I'm leaving this place.
Right.
But they never do, right? Or they do, and whatever. But like that's the same mentality. The president of the country doesn't directly affect your life in the day to day. Most of us,
Yeah, see, me and Xerox
99%
are on
of
the
us.
same page here.
And the Pope is a similar, figurehead. Yes, important. Yes, chair of Peter, apostolic succession. Absolutely. Those things are all true. But also, he's a human being. And you don't have to like him. You just have to respect his position.
Screwed Up Rebellion's in here with his Eastern philosophy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's entitled to feel that way.
He's an Eastern extremist, Eastern supremacist.
Hey, and he can, if that's what he wants to do, that's fine.
Yeah, I'll disagree with him, but that's fine. Yes.
Our churches could maybe one day get along.
Right.
If they tried hard enough.
No, the Pope is not infallible.
No.
Catholic doctrine doesn't say that the Pope's infallible. Catholic doctrine says that the Pope can speak infallibly in some very limited fashions when guided by the Holy Spirit, but it almost never happens. And it's in very limited places he could do it even if he wanted to. But no, so the Pope's not infallible.
And other people have to agree with him whenever he speaks infallibly.
Yeah. Yeah, especially on a matter of doctrine or dogma. It's gotta be consistent with the teachings of the church. You can't just teach something infallibly that completely is 180 from what the church has always taught. It has to, in order for the Pope to speak something infallibly, it has to be in line with doctrine of the church already.
It has to add to existing doctrine, not take away or contradict.
Like one of the last times the Pope did it was it Pius X that proclaimed the dogma of the Immaculate Conception of Mary?
Oh yeah, I believe that.
It wasn't like the 1840s.
Yeah.
Well, everybody, whether you're Eastern or Roman, has apostolic succession from the beginning of the church. Whether you blame the Roman Catholics for the schism or you blame the Orthodox for the schism, it doesn't change the fact that the churches were always the same and they all have valid sacraments. And the Orthodox don't even accept the Orthodox sacraments if we really want to get into it. All the different versions of Orthodox are not in communion with each other. They don't accept each other's sacraments for one reason or another.
Yeah.
Yet all the different sects of Catholicism, the different rites, are all in communion with each other. So, I mean, I'm going to talk about who accepts whose sacraments. The Orthodox don't even accept the Orthodox sacraments.
Yeah.
So, either way, where was I going with this anyway? I was
the apostolic succession.
Oh, yeah. Either way, there's both,
yeah.
both sides have proper apostolic. Thanks. Stop it.
I'm not trying to blow these people's ears out with coughs.
But yes, both sides have valid holy orders, we'll say. So, but yes, no, Catholics aren't trying to go get Orthodox sacraments anyway. It's just, if it's the only place I could possibly get it.
That's okay. You could be riled up.
You could be riled up.
You could be riled up. We understand where you're coming from.
Yeah. We'll never be mad at you, brother. Don't you ever worry. You can get as riled up as you want. I can take some ortho slinging of the mud. It's fine.
Yeah, no big deal.
I've heard it all before.
You're free to do. I mean, look at what we do. Look at what I do.
Yeah, but yes, no. My opinion is both sides have valid holy orders. So if that's the side you want to be on, that's because that's really all that matters. Is can you consecrate a host? You know what I mean? Can you take the Eucharist and consecrate it?
If you can do that and distribute it, that's good.
Yeah, there's only two people that can do that. So, my opinion, and in most people's opinion.
Well, yeah, it would be the two people that do it.
Mm-hmm. There are some Protestant branches that try. Oh. They try to do the whole communion thing. Anglicans, per se, try to do the same thing Catholics and Orthodox do with the Eucharist every Sunday. And they don't use little juice cups and pieces of pita bread like the non-denominationals do like once every 6 months.
Yeah.
It's weird to me when I see like Protestants trying to use like proper. I don't know. It's
odd. It's an odd behavior.
Yeah,
but I guess that's part of the the truth in it, right? Like that's a thing that you're gonna have to give these people every once in a while if you want them to stay. because they'll wonder about it.
Right.
They'll be like, well, why don't we ever do that? You know, what's that about? What am
Yeah.
I missing out on? Let me go see what these Catholics are up to. or
Speaking
these
of
Orthodox
Protestants,
people are up to.
Speaking of Protestants, let's get Screwed Up Rebellion all fired up again.
Okay. Oh gosh. All right. Sure.
Oh, hello, Ginster.
Oh, good evening, Janae.
There's one more.
I hope your Bible study was good.
So right here, rebellion against God that began with the Protestant Revolution has only one logical endpoint. Case in point, and this is a Lutheran church in San Francisco that was founded nearly 150 years ago. Now worships a goddess and has a resident witch on staff.
Yeah, that's
And,
not
like-
Christianity anymore.
No, and look at this stuff.
That
Like-
looks like the tree lady from Pocahontas.
Yeah, this
Grandma
is
Willow or whatever.
yeah.
You don't know what I mean.
But no, that's kind of the point. A lot of Protestantism has just drifted off into.
They're gonna bash us for Mary worship, but they got that going on.
Yeah,
Get out of my face. Get behind
yeah,
me,
well,
Satan.
yeah.
That's crazy.
Screwed Up Rebellion has said it before, and he'll say it again. Protestantism is an atheist factory, and I could not agree with
Yeah.
him more.
It really is.
I will agree every time you say it, sir. Make sure I get that up there. Yes.
Right, we'll just let that sit there.
Yeah,
For a
I'm
minute.
just gonna let that sit there and simmer for a minute. That's
We'll let that cook.
That's exactly what happened to me.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's the logical endpoint when you splinter off that badly with like, I don't know.
Well, and that's my thing is like the very first time that you in your human fleshy brain decide that the word of God is wrong, you've messed up. You've lost the entire plot. The entire thing is gone now. Like you have to like believe that. You have to have faith that this is the inerrant word of God and these are the things that we are intended to do and understand. And it seems like every time we take a chance and say, "Oh no, that's not what he meant,"
Right.
we just fall further and further down. And I'm like, how much further down do we need to go before everybody's like, just stop,
Yeah.
just take a second and take a breather.
Yeah, but also to what Screwed Up Rebellion says here. I'll show that again. Just so they think we worship Mary because they worship the Bible and only venerate God, which is true. But I mean, I'll even take it a step further and say our veneration for Mary looks more like worship than their worship of God. So therefore, they think we worship Mary, and it's like, no, bud, there's a whole nother level of worship there you guys aren't even aware of. Like, if you think this is worship because it's more above and beyond what you do for God,
Yeah, that's
well, then,
not,
like,
that,
yeah,
don't
that's
put
all-
that on us.
that's your problem, bud, for not worshiping God properly.
Yeah.
That's not my problem for venerating Mary too much. So yeah, that's just kind of my take on that. Is that they see the way they worship God compared to how we venerate Mary, and obviously we're the ones that are wrong.
Yeah, we're doing too much.
We're taking it too far.
I don't know.
Like, I don't know. So what's next on the list?
Well, do you want to slide into this Satanist, I guess?
Oh yeah,
We could ease ourselves into it with the college class.
this thing
one.
here. Okay, yeah, this crazy lady here.
Oh, no. I meant the
You meant this
the
one.
equality in the workplace post that
Oh
we had.
yeah. You can.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
So hold on, let me share this. All right, so I'll kind of start with the story, and you can read the.
Okay.
But so 90% of sexism is actually women experiencing equality for the first time in their lives. Coddling women is so deeply conditioned into all normal, societal, well-adjusted men that most women are completely oblivious that they are even being coddled. Only autistic STEM dudes, unaware of these social rules, treat women truly meritocratic.
Meritocratic.
Yeah, that word. Non-gender fashion, and because that is way worse than anyone has ever treated them, they perceive it as bullying or abuse, and that is absolutely true. Working in the tech field, like, yeah, these weird autistic fucking Elons and shit, like they don't know how to coddle you women. And
Yeah,
they treat
that's
you
not-
exactly the way you asked to be treated, like an equal. And when they treat you like an equal,
Well, and in defense of those men, that's how they treat everyone. They treat their male counterparts that way. They treat their own mother that way. They treat their grandma that way. They treat the fucking lady at the gas station that way. That's just how they treat people.
yeah.
Like, we're all equals. Why would I not? Why did I treat you any differently?
And
We're human beings.
Also, I'm sorry that nobody has ever told you that you're dumb and your ideas are bad before, but you're
Yeah.
dumb and your ideas are bad.
Yeah, that's also a thing that
That's like
we suffer
reading
from.
reading what she's about to read you. That's the main takeaway is you're dumb and your ideas are bad.
Yeah, that
Uh,
is unfortunately the takeaway of this situation.
Yeah.
As most situations, honestly, there's a
So-
lot of times where we're just dumb and nobody's told us.
Yeah.
Nobody has had the heart. And
Too
also,
many men are too busy trying to sleep with you. They're not going to tell you that your ideas are bad and you're dumb.
well, that, and then also, if you don't have a dad, who the fuck's what male in your life is gonna tell you that that's a dumb, bad idea?
Right.
Your
Yeah.
man teacher? Definitely not. You know what I mean? Like, that's not.
No, I
there's
sometimes feel
no-
really bad for telling my daughter sometimes, no, that's dumb. But like also it needs to be said.
She needs
so,
to hear it. She
yeah.
needs to hear it. She can't just hear. She can't just hear it from me. You know, like, because what the fuck does mom know? You know, but like, there's something good for a woman's brain to be told by a man. That's dumb.
Right.
Like, it probably has something to do with us being made from Adam's rib, if I had to guess. But like, it's something that we need, and there's a whole slew of women who have been denied this, and also now, it's just an almost not possible thing to do because they're screeching bullying and mean. All right, so this Reddit post here, why are computer science men so mean? I'm a woman. This is weird. This is a weird thing too. It's like there's a few spelling situations in here that leads me to believe that English is not this person's first language.
No, they're
This
probably a
strikes
Jeet.
me-
A woman in computer science is probably a Jeet.
Either a Jeet or an Asian girl, a Chinese
Yeah,
girl.
could be.
Right? Like, those are my two guesses here.
Could be,
Anyways,
yeah.
I'm a woman studying computer science, and it's really true what they say. There is not a lot of women in the field. In my class for the last 2 years, there have always been 3 to 5 girls in a class of 30 to 40 students. I'm a sophomore in college and entering my spring semester, and I've had multiple encounter with guys who just aren't very open to me. In one instance, I asked 2 guys who I am well acquainted with to join their group for physics projects. They said yes, but would ignore my ideas or input. During my first semester, during freshman year, I had become close friends with another male peer who I met during orientation. The computer for the class we were taking together was not working, so I attempted to restart it. Starting with shutting off the monitor before I actually turned off the PC, then when I turned off the monitor, he tells me, that's just the screen, not the actual
First of all,
computer.
who turns off the monitor when they restart a computer? It's not something you do.
It's not a necessary step.
It's not something anybody has ever done.
You know, I
not
don't
that
know.
I've ever seen.
If you were taught in computer class,
Nobody teaches that.
maybe. I don't know. I don't know.
Anyway, go.
I don't know,
yeah.
man. It's a weird thing to do.
It seems like a.
That is just the screen, not the actual computer. I have multiple encounters like these where it just feels like they either have not genuine social cues or are just mean to me. Because of the lack of women in my classes, I feel rather alone. Since my start university, I have made 2 friends, which are women, but because of different standing and majors, we won't ever really have a class together.
Ooh, no.
What should I do about dealing with guys like this in the field? I've always been blunt and honest about situations like these, but it's become difficult for me to speak up for myself because of intimidation that I feel in these classes. So far, I have failed only failed only 2 classes, Calculus 2 and my second semester of Java.
Okay. So if you can't pass calculus or Java, there's no point in even trying. You can't be a computer science or a computer engineer. It's never going to
It's
happen.
just not going to work
Never
out.
going to be a software engineer. You're never going to be a hardware engineer. It just let it go.
Yeah.
If you can't do those 2 things. But either way.
Yeah.
Go ahead now.
So far, I have failed only 2 classes, Calculus 2 and my second semester of Java, which was due to medical reasons, but all of the men in my classes at the time had advance, making me feel as if I don't have what it take to be studying computer science.
Well, clearly you don't. Like, so she's pissed
A,
off.
you don't, and B, like, if that's not the career field you want to find yourself in, sister, probably best to jump out now.
Yeah, but also, like, so I failed 2 classes, but then I don't understand why the guys in the program advanced and I didn't.
Right.
Like, well, because I didn't fail any classes.
Yeah, they didn't.
Like, if you didn't
fail
pass all the
2 classes
prerequisite
that you did.
classes, then you don't get to advance in the program. That's how these things work.
So, yeah.
Like, I'm sorry that in your past you've been pretty, so people have just made exceptions for you or told you it's okay, don't worry about it.
Or the standards haven't.
Right.
The
Or the
standards have been set so low that you seem to excel.
Yeah. But yeah, sorry, in the real world, this out is if your ideas are bad, people are going to ignore them. If you fail and don't accomplish what you're supposed to, you don't get to move on.
Right. Well, yes, correct in all of those things. And the other thing is you're coming out of educate, like your primary education, your secondary education, all of those environments for the last 15 years have been ones where you coddle these children and you foster their what is it
I don't know.
fostering their abilities and capabilities, and you don't want to limit these children. You want them to believe that they're capable. Sure, but whenever you end up in college and in your first semester you're falling behind and failing, then maybe that this isn't something that you're cut out for.
No, that's when they tell you.
But you
That's when
already
they should be
have-
telling you. Maybe you should go for a liberal arts degree instead of some type of engineering, a STEM program. I'm
No,
going to be a computer.
don't even do that. Just marry one of those dudes.
Yeah, no, that's what you should do, women. Is just marry
Fine.
one of those guys in that program
Yeah,
instead of going through it yourself.
right. Yeah, find the least,
Objectionable one.
the
And
least mean one and marry him.
Yeah.
You dummies.
find the least objectionable option and take it.
Yeah, I don't know. But women in STEM, we need that.
No, we don't.
Well, you have so many young girls who are being, between the ages of 14 and 18 years old right now, being told to go into STEM, and
They shouldn't,
there's
no. It's
school
not-
districts that are applying for special grants to get girls to go into STEM. So you're just setting up the next generation of
For
women to
failure.
go.
Women's brains don't work well that way. Like, there's always exceptions to the rule, don't get me wrong. But, like, women's
Sure.
brains aren't designed to work certain ways, just like men's brains don't work other ways. And, like, that's just one of those fields. That's why it's mostly men, because it's mostly
How their brains
yeah,
are wired. Their brains are wired to figure things out.
right. We're problem solvers.
Yep.
That's how we came to be.
Yeah.
It's all about the money. Sure.
Well, and that's I
not bad.
understand where Jenny throws that in is like it's the grants that these
Yeah.
schools are getting. It's the people who have the programs that are like specializing in the field of women's studies or what I don't fucking know. The feminists, right? Like they want their money laundering
Yeah.
operations just as much as the next person does.
Yeah. Like like of the women engineers I work with, 1 in 10, maybe less,
Hmm.
actually are any good or can contribute anything
Yeah.
to the company, to be honest.
That's not
Yeah.
completely unreasonable odds there.
Mm-hmm. So. Yes, it's the
Also a
grants.
narrative.
Also, it's the narrative. Yeah. Well, the
Else
narrative
do
is there for
anything.
to funnel the money through.
Okay. Well, we did the equality in the workplace, so let me clear this out. And
Equality in the workplace. That's what we're here to talk about, guys.
I mean, but that's the lie, right? Is that that girl specifically was told, oh yeah, you can do a computer science degree. That's wonderful.
Yeah,
your
you're
grades
smart
are there,
enough.
your scores are there. You could do it. That's great. They're gonna be hiring a bunch of women in the future. The money's there. Do it, girl. And young 18, 19-year-old person, they're gonna be like, sign me up. Sounds great.
Yeah. Women are not cut out for the stress or the hours it takes to be like a software engineer or something like that. It's just not. Just not.
And I don't know why, but just this exact moment, I'm like, I would like to present the option to women because only some of us will understand this. The mothers amongst us will understand this. And I guess people who are married to engineers or someone in a very similar position, right? Like, I don't know what specifically off the top of my head, but women are designed to run 14, 16-hour shifts, providing for a living creature, namely a baby. That's namely what that was what we're meant to do. Or nursing, you know?
Same thing.
Caretaking. That's the capabilities we have. We have it in us for 14 to 16 hours to care for another thing.
Also, to
We
go
don't
out
have
and
it in us
gather
to
firewood and fruit and food, like
that
yeah,
that's wrapped up in the caring of the thing.
right.
You know what I mean? Like that's what we're capable of. And we're really good at that. We're really good at multitasking. We can definitely take that tiny little baby with us and go get the firewood. And we can do, the laundry while we have dinner being made. We can multitask, but like give us 4 things and our brains break. Our brains break on the 4th thing. You can't tell us the 4th thing.
Why is that stuck there?
So many. Oh, well, thank you so much, Arcane. Because I was looking at the stream of people who are alive right now, and I was like, oh my gosh, everybody's doing a show right
Yeah.
now.
Why is that stuck there? That's annoying.
I don't know. That is annoying. But, that's the fun of streaming. Sometimes it goes a little wonky.
Yeah, whatever. If that's the worst thing that happens.
Right? Yeah, that's not.
They
that
can't
big.
see that. It's just annoying
Right,
for me.
It's just us. who
It's
have to
just
see it.
annoying for me.
Okay, so do you want to do the absolutely crazy one, or do you want to do the less crazy one?
Let's probably start with this chick
Okay,
and
the
work our
less
way into
crazy.
the bald chick.
All right, we'll do a less crazy person.
And we'll probably scrub this one all together looking at the time.
Okay, that's fine.
It seems
can
like it's
save
a
it for
different
another
episode.
one.
Yeah, it seems like it's a different episode at this point.
I agree.
It doesn't really work.
Mesh in. Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, so here is a crazy woman. I know you guys are shocked. A crazy woman. Weird. She's liberal, I hear, too.
It's almost redundant.
I hear she's a crazy liberal woman. It's probably I know this is probably the first time anyone's ever seen this before, but let's buckle up. Let's give you a little context. Justin, woman has meltdown because Trump shut down her job where she studied how to safely collect sexual orientation and gender identity practices. Yeah. No, I could read it.
It doesn't quite make sense.
Yeah. I was like, no, that can't be right. That's got to be that can't be practices. That's good. No, that's practice.
So this
practice.
I would like to translate/interpret this. These are in situations such as the public schoolhouse, the emergency room, the urgent care, the doctor's office, the dentist's office. These situations where you don't quite know how to ask someone a specific question that only really needs to be asked if they're in one of these.
Right. What type of
groups.
genitalia do you have?
See, and I'm thinking more along the lines of like, let's say that we're at our pediatrician's office with our 12, 13-year-old child, and the pediatrician asks, "Art thou sexually active?" Even though that's an inappropriate, even though that is an inappropriate question to ask a child, the child possibly going to the public schoolhouse, possibly being influenced by these people, may be a little nervous to say something about like, well, I don't know what, I do this lesbian thing that this book that the school told me about, some petting. What is that? Does that count?
How about stoking? Is soaking okay?
Those situations, that's where my mind goes with this, is because like in what other situation would you need to safely collect safe sexual orientation information? Every form that I have ever filled out, it's a box that you check.
Yeah.
If it's even on there, it's just a box on a piece of paper that's on the clipboard that the check-in person gives you at the doctor's office. I don't know what the safety issues are on checking a box on a piece of paper, but she was researching it.
Yeah, apparently. Yeah. Well, I'll let her tell you in her own words. Why should you hear it from me? Crazy bitch.
Cancer Institute funded study was terminated. I never received a written letter.
She never got a letter, guys.
I was told to stop work immediately and that no more research expenditures would be allowed. My study to explore how to safely collect sexual orientation and gender identity in cancer care practices was in response to the American Society of Clinical Oncology, the American Medical Association, the U.S. Preventative Services Task Force, and many other national professional standard-setting bodies that recognize that we need better data to create better.
What is a lady that has at least 6 cats?
Crazy. A
No,
lesbian?
that's the answer to this question, right? Isn't this Jeopardy? What is a lady that has at least 6 cats?
There you go.
I'll take crazy white bitches for 500, Alex.
I just what does your gender identity or sexual orientation have to do with cancer?
Yeah. Well, cancer patients that might be trans, but
Are
don't.
they really? Well, and see, this is where.
And also, let's be honest, okay? Let's just be honest. A dude walks into a doctor's office in a dress. The doctor knows you've got balls, dude. Like, I don't need to ask you these questions. I know the answers. You can tell me you're female. You can tell me, but I'm filling out the chart about what type of things prescribed
I'm
because
still
of
gonna have your
because of
prostate
sex.
screened.
I'm still, yeah, exactly. Like, it's just nonsense.
Yeah.
You act like people don't know, so these questions need to be asked because you never know. It actually that could be a man. Like, no, dude, that's definitely a fucking man.
Yeah. It's. I just. I wish my brain didn't work this way. But is it going to be at some point our cancer treatments and the wait lists are going to be organized by communities in need most? Meaning the T person gets bumped up on the list from Miss Brenda, who's, I don't know, 56, hetero with 9 grandkids. She's not as important or as disadvantaged as the T person who has cancer.
Well, that's the whole point of the society that they're trying to get to, as they want everything in society to be in
Why
a
else would you
hierarchy
need
of
to
most depressed to
categorize?
least depressed. Like, okay, we got 6 patients waiting for a heart transplant. The heart goes to the most depressed. Let's forget about the fact that the most depressed might be a trans person who's on so many different hormones and chemicals that it's going
That
to just
it's
destroy
ruining
that
their
heart
body.
again, and they're going to be back on the list because that's probably what destroyed their heart in the first place. Like, let's completely forget about that and make sure this person who is at the higher level of oppression gets
Equity.
yeah, and that's exactly what equity is.
Yeah, so that's where I settle in on it. I'm like, I don't know why we need to know that much information about people to cure their cancer.
Yeah.
That's unnecessary.
Nobody's fooling anybody.
Those don't factor into the equation. So why else would you need this if not for your weird death?
Yeah, when I'm inspecting,
shit.
when I'm
Your
checking you out for
Satanism.
cancer, and I see the huge scars because you had your titties chopped off, like, I know that you were born a woman.
Right.
I don't need to guess and ask some weird. Somebody trained me how to ask the questions right to find out if this is actually a trans person. Like, no, that's clearly a dude in a dress, or no, that's clearly a chick wearing a binder who had her titties chopped off.
Or
Look
let
at the scars.
me look at their medications list over the last 15 years.
Right, yeah.
Wow. Okay. Nope.
Right. If
All the
if you're on a
questions are
bunch of
answered
hormone
now.
therapy, you're probably a tranny.
Oh, goodness. It's goofy.
Yeah, no, that's right, Jenny. They have no idea what this is going to do in the future. I'm going to guess cancer.
I
I'm
mean,
going to guess oncology is going to be needed. But who knows? It could be all
oncology
kinds.
is already needed. But like, so at the end of it all, it's over $1 million of the lifetime of the patient. It's actually some stats say like $5 million over the lifetime of the patient who go for these T things. And that's assuming that they don't get all wild and crazy with it. That's assuming that they're not going for a very specific aesthetic and will spend $100,000 on plastic surgery.
Right.
Right? Like that's assuming none of that stuff.
That's assuming they're
That's
keeping
just-
their basic genitals in the basement down there, and
That's just basic medications.
yeah, hormone
the-
treatments.
Right, the hormone treatments, the therapy, actual like talk therapy that you're going to be going through, and the mastectomies, right? Like that's they're figuring that in the cost.
Right. Anything above me on that downstairs surgery is use a lot more money all of a sudden.
Right.
And then there's, especially for women who are trying to make a penis out of nothing, there's like so many different medications to go on along with that for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
To keep things from getting infected and whatnot.
Yeah. I don't know. It's just it's absolutely horrendous thing. And
Yeah.
I'm happy that she doesn't have a job anymore.
Yep. I could
I
not
know
be
that-
more pleased with that.
I know that she's just some, data monkey. She's not really actually doing any of this stuff, but like It's not a loss.
Yeah, that's a good question, Jenny. Once they get too old and they start having Alzheimer's, do they then realize that they're a man and forget that they thought they were a woman? Or
I think that makes for a whole other set of issues.
I can't wait for that day to come.
I mean,
I'm really curious to see how that turns out.
it,
I really need to know this.
it's gonna be an anomaly for one of them to make it that long.
Yeah, this is true.
That's first and foremost.
Yeah, no, the drug cocktails are going to kill them long before they could get Alzheimer's. But you never know. Maybe early onset Alzheimer's it would be a side effect of the drug cocktails, and then we'll get to see it happen like in their 50s.
Well, yeah, I guess if you are changing the hormones and stuff, the brain's gonna react how it's gonna react, and we don't know. We barely know how woman brain reacts to birth control. Do you
JC,
think that they put in the legwork to figure out
No.
how switching hormones completely works on the brain?
JC figured it out though. Their libtard daughter just tells them, "Hey, no, you're actually a woman."
Oh,
That's pretty much how it goes. Yeah, that is the
Oh,
correct answer there,
man.
JC. You win the internet today.
that is how it's gonna go.
Yeah, no, yeah. The same person that probably convinced them they were trans in the first place. Like, no, you're a woman now.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Man,
People suck, man.
I don't. Yeah,
People suck. What are you gonna do?
yeah. I don't know. We're always doing something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a sacrifice of their humanity. I
No,
agree with
it's
you, man.
Q sacrifice
Well,
of their humanity.
I'm pretty sure that that's a typo.
No, Q is nowhere near A on the keyboard. He specifically meant Q.
Mm-hmm.
QAnon is making a comeback, people.
That's
You heard it here first.
oh. All right, we have one other batch of Satanists to get to. It's very likely
Yeah.
those hormones can do untold damage to people and will likely give them dementia much
Probably.
sooner than normal. Yeah,
Probably.
yeah.
Along with many other things, if they're lucky enough to even make it until dementia kicks in.
Well, and the other thing is like we're still learning-ish about dementia and Alzheimer's, like what causes it, why does it happen to some people and not to other people. But the major consensus is that the brain starves. It
Yeah.
begins to starve. So it begins to shut down non-essential functions. And your memories, that's really not essential. We just need to remember how to breathe and drink water and get some food in us. That's really all we have to remember, you know?
Right.
So it's and also when you're running on that when that's your thesis, right? Then you also have to figure in the amount of protection that the human brain will do to protect itself from traumatic stuff. So if this T person decides, that this is a completely like traumatic, horrible thing and they kind of like block it out, I think that would make it more likely for them to revert to factory settings when they get their dementia. Like if at some point along the way, the process of being the girl getting your forearm cut up and made into that thing, just kind of like breaks your brain a little bit more, then you'd be more likely to be like, I'm a lady.
So JC says it's largely a matter of lifetime of poor diet and accumulation of toxic metals in the brain.
That is true.
And I think poor diet has something to do with it, but also no one will ever convince me that cholesterol medication does not have a lot to do with it.
Oh yeah, that definitely has.
Well, mainly for
it
the
also
fact that a couple
figures
years
into when the swing.
a couple
happens.
years ago, my doctor told me, "Oh, you got high cholesterol. Let me prescribe you some cholesterol meds."
Mhm.
And did, and I was like, "I'm not going to take these for like the rest of my life. This is ridiculous. I'm not going to do it." But I was like, you know what? Let me take them for like a month or two and see actually what happens. What does it do? I made it like a month, and I would be literally at work, just standing in the middle of a factory, having no idea, like forgetting what I'm supposed to be going to do at the moment.
Oh yeah, that's not good.
Like never in my life have I ever like just had more experiences of like I have no idea where I'm at, what I'm doing for like a minute. And so clearly, from what I understand, and this clearly makes sense to me now after having had that
Having had the
experience.
experience.
Yeah, and I'll never touch this stuff ever again. Like it was more dangerous than any drug I ever taken. All damage. But what they say is your brain swims in cholesterol basically, and without it, your brain starves.
Yeah.
Like you said.
Mhm.
So literally, when you cut down on the cholesterol, you cut down on your brain. Is what certain studies say.
Yeah.
But I never really believed that much until I had the blood work to say, yes, you took these pills for like a month and a half and it cuts your cholesterol way down to this number that we think is right.
Yeah.
But at the cost of me not being able to function as a human being because I have no idea what's going on at times.
Right. Yes. That is, and you know, thankfully you're the type of person who's aware enough to understand like, oh, that is a weird thing that I never had to deal with before I took this medication. But the average person, like, they don't think about it.
No, I don't.
They would never.
I don't know how
correlate the two.
anybody could ever continue taking that medication after what I went through.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I told you at the very beginning, I'm going to take it from now until the next blood test in a month and a half, and I'm never going to take it again. I just want to see if it actually does anything.
Yeah.
And it did do something.
did,
And
right.
I mean, it brought the cholesterol down, but it also had so many unintended consequences. It was the most ridiculous thing ever. And yet, no, I don't believe in the cholesterol numbers that they give you. This is healthy. This is not healthy.
They're all made up.
I don't think cholesterol has anything to do with overall health. I think too little cholesterol in your brain doesn't work right.
Mhm.
That I can tell you for sure.
Right, yeah.
Or at least whatever they put in those statins messes with your brain. I don't know, but yeah, I don't put any like thought into cholesterol numbers anymore. It makes no difference to me.
Oh, low cholesterol is associated with lower life expectancy
Yeah.
and cognitive decline. Yep.
Yep. No, it's exactly what I had determined.
Well, and this
and I proved it myself.
Yeah, the other thing that I have learned over the last like almost 8 years now of trying to not be a sloppy, just American sad diet person, your body runs more efficiently on good, healthy fats. The whole reason I know that you're making a face. I don't know if the face is for me or for the thing.
No, my face is for that. If it's for his comment that you're the bane of Top's existence.
Yeah.
Which
yeah.
is funny because any man that would say a woman is the bane of my existence, like it's funny to me.
It is funny.
Like you'll acknowledge that a woman gets to you that badly that you're gonna be like, it's the bane of my existence. Like I don't put 2-second thought into the nonsense she says, but if it fucking bothers you, but if you can't, get past it, I apologize for
not
you.
gonna make it.
Yeah, it's like seriously,
Just not gonna make it. Not gonna make it.
That's a real feminine thing to admit to, in my opinion. This woman's the bane of my existence. Like,
but no. That's
definitely on the list of the least masculine things I've ever heard.
That's okay. That's all right. It lost its sting like the 5th time I heard it this week, so I'm good.
I wasn't aware of it until earlier.
But yeah, Jen, your body runs most efficiently on good healthy fats. That's why if you're cutting out sugars or if you begin to do fasting, yes, your brain tells you that you're hungry, but you get like a nice, I'm not going to say a high, but like a nice clean clarity feeling after a while. It's because your body's burning up stored fats. Your body is running on what it's supposed to run on. And that's why they've weaponized sugar against us in all of the ways that they have. Because the sugar is what's going to keep us coming. Like, we want the dopamine in the sugar. We don't want the calories in the sugar. And all our body knows to do with all of that extra sugar is to turn it into fat. So, good, healthy fats are good. They are required for your body to run efficiently. And I assure you, you could fast longer than you think you can.
Mm-hmm.
You can do it.
Yes.
So, and also, there's some demons that you can't get rid of if you don't fast. So just think about that.
Mm. Yes. Fasting is the only way to get rid of some of these demons, according to Jesus.
So I can run my own like little timeline back, and I can honestly say that I thought that I was like doing good things and was being disciplined in my life, but you're not until you have like an active fasting life. And the things that you lose in the process, you don't really realize it at the time. But now that I'm like thinking more about that stuff, I'm like, oh yeah, for sure. Like, I think that that's probably one of the big reasons why I've not relapsed on gambling, because like I fasted that demon away. I think, in my
Well,
opinion.
also you're teaching yourself self-denial
Right,
and the
and that's
importance of it.
ultimate.
And if you can deny yourself this stuff, then it's really
The rest of it seems
if you can deny
completely
yourself something as
nonsensical.
essential as food, then you can
Fair.
then you know what I mean. You can deny yourself anything.
That is a fact.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but anyways, yeah, there's a lot of good stuff to it.
Yes, that is a factual statement, Stacks. Animal fat is great for brain function, allegedly cholesterol.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, animal fat is the best things you can eat, along with protein.
Yep.
Don't eat just fat. You gotta have protein too, bud. I mean, I don't want to be giving people bad medical advice. I don't want
Right.
people going out and eating nothing but lard, like tubs of lard. And
Right, yeah, don't go being goofy with
Tom
it.
told me to eat nothing but animal fat. It's good for my brain.
Right.
And then I'd be like, no, it wasn't me. It was
That's,
Stacks.
Right.
It wasn't me. It was Stacks. Go yell at
we
him.
were breaking protocol and reading people's comments.
Yeah.
Oh. Well, thank you, Jenny.
Look at Ginny.
You're the greatest.
Jenny is so great. Thanks, Ginny.
Health information and prayers.
Yes.
We try to do it all around you.
Right.
I almost
Oh.
don't even want to do this last Satan lady.
Right. Do we want to just skip her?
We could skip
We're
it.
at an hour.
And let's do.
Oh
the
yeah, let's
one
talk
that,
about yes,
JC
not
sent
that
us,
JC sent here. Yes.
and then we can. Okay, cool.
Yeah, this definitely we should be talking about.
Not that I'm surprised that JC is aware of Joshua Charles, but like solid follow. If anybody is unaware of this gentleman, and you like a more intellectual take on things, I think that he's a good, good follow for Catholics or godly people in general. Okay, so in context, we'll just read this and then we'll see what's going on. Caroline, you are Catholic. IVF is a grave violation of human dignity, as the Church has consistently taught. This is a tragedy. Please do not sacrifice truth, but be a bold witness to it before the powerful figures in whose presence God has placed you. Banger.
That's pretty good.
That's solid. And
sorry.
let's see. Promises made, promises kept. President Trump just signed an executive order to expand access to IVF. The order directs policy recommendations to protect IVF access and aggressively reduce out-of-pocket and health plan costs for such treatments. See, okay, this is where I think that having Elon on the team is a net negative. Because Captain Designer Baby, 19 baby mamas and counting, Elon Musk, you know, he can pitch having kids, and he could definitely give Trump the pitch for the only way to not be replaced by immigration is to loosen the reins on procreation and allow these people who could barely afford IVF to actually afford it. And then, you know, you'll have better people having kids. So it's definitely something that more Catholic leaders or people who claim to be Catholic should definitely, like, if there was ever an opportunity for you to say no, I don't agree with this, I do not think this is a good thing, I think it's now.
Yeah. Like, so,
the very
because like
least-
abortion is just aborting one baby. IVF is aborting like 30 babies.
Several.
Yeah.
Not only are you possibly aborting several of them, you're harvesting several of them. You're completely intervening in the process. Like, that's not how God intended us to make people. It's just not. It's not.
No. Yeah. And yeah, no, JC, I do remember, yes, I was against that part of Trump's campaign as well when he said, when he talked about how he liked IVF and wanted to make it more accessible, and that's what he did.
Yeah.
He has signed an executive order making IVF a lot more accessible and affordable. And, you know, this is where the pro-life movement falls apart a little bit. Because you've got your pro-life Catholics and Christians, and I don't even want to say Christians, because some Christians, there are actually a lot of evangelicals. A lot of evangelical Christians are okay with IVF. They don't see it the same.
No.
They don't see it like abortion. Which is weird to me because it's the exact same thing. You have an embryo, a fertilized embryo fetus. It's a baby. It's all the same thing in the pro-life movement. But anyway, then you have other people that are strictly pro-life because of the birth rate. They want more, just people to have more kids.
Mhm.
They,
Yeah,
we
yeah.
need those
It's a
expanded
numbers game.
population. Yeah, so they're only pro-choice, they're only pro-life, not because they believe in the sanctity of life, but because
Because they want more numbers.
we need more numbers. So they're obviously pro IVF because, like, hey, these people that can't breed, let's get them breeding.
Right.
So the pro-life movement is more than just Catholics and Christian and other Christians that are staunchly, life starts at conception. It's a mixture of different philosophies. And
All rolled into this one.
yeah, so once you get outside of abortion, start getting into things like IVF and stuff, it starts to separate.
Yeah.
And people start taking sides, and it splits up the pro-life movement, to be honest with you. And if you keep fighting about too long, it's going to put a big divide in the pro-life movement, and the pro-choice movement is going to gain some ground back because you're weak.
Well,
And you're fractured right now, and they're gonna find what they can exploit, and they're going to exploit it.
Well, and the IVF thing is almost a pro-choice issue. It's not. I do not see IVF as a pro-life thing. I've always had very calloused and one might say crass opinions about IVF. If the oven doesn't work and the ingredients are bad, probably shouldn't bother with that recipe.
Yeah, I have to disagree with Arcane Arsenal. Evangelicals are not practically Zionist. Evangelicals are Zionists.
Oh yeah, they are.
They're so Schofield Bible.
They're the most useful goyim amongst all goyim.
Yeah, they are all dispensationalist Zionists. Almost. I mean, maybe they're not all, but I've never met one that's not. Including my parents. Love them to death. God bless you, Mom, if you're watching.
Right.
But you are definitely a dispensationalist Zionist. You're a good little goy. Yeah.
My grandparents, my mom.
Yeah, y'all got
my aunts
tricked.
and my uncles, and that's fine.
Yeah, I get it. It's a different generation. You guys didn't know that you didn't know about propaganda like we know about propaganda now. And you're too far into the game to admit you're wrong at this point.
And that's okay.
Yeah.
That's okay.
But yeah, at the end of the day, I think I've never met an evangelical that's not a Zionist.
Yeah. I'm not a fan of this IVF thing. I don't want any executive orders around it. I do not agree with these test tube designer babies. I just don't like it. It's against the will of God just as much as ending a child's life in the womb is against the will of God. I don't think that either are acceptable. But
yeah, and I'm not.
The last time we tried to get so close to God we could be him, the Tower of Babel happened.
Yeah.
And this is I look at IVF quite similarly.
And I'm not unsympathetic to these people. Like I have a friend at work. I consider him a friend. He's not just a coworker. I consider him a friend. He's a wonderful man. His wife is a nice woman. I've met her a few times. I don't know her super well, but she seems very nice.
Mm-hmm.
And they are not able to have children, so they are trying IVF. And I can't condone it, but I'm also not going to shame him to his fate. What I mean? Yeah. It's really hard. It's so I'm not unsympathetic to these people. I understand. You're a wonderful couple. You deserve the happiness of children. I get it. But
Absolutely.
At the cost of what?
At
the cost of what is the problem?
And because I know these people, I am, for me, mostly when I look at this situation, when I look at the people involved in these things, I have layers of how I feel about this, right? First off, it's against God, don't do it. But then also, it's most of this stuff drains your savings. Everything that you have managed to squirrel away to try to be something, to try to have something, to be worthy of being a parent is gonna go down the drain. And there's no guarantee, homie. There's no guarantee that they can make you pregnant and bring a life into this world. There's no guarantee. And also, in the process of making this life happen, it's gonna cost other lives.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to harvest a dozen eggs. We're going to inseminate all the dozen. Only about 4 of them are going to take, and you only want to carry 1. So what do we do with the other 3, boo-boo? What do we do with the other 8 that we took out?
Yeah, we throw them away.
What do we do with those?
Garbage can.
Garbage can. That's where I'm all of that for what? And then also figuring in the stress and the strife and everything else that's going on within that relationship while she's on this series of hormones to become, a suitable host for a baby, and then also he's having to go through all of his testing as
Ew.
well. It just seems like so much work. Like, couldn't you just go get a baby? Isn't there a place where you could just go ask somebody, be like, "Hey, I'd like a baby," and won't they hand you a baby?
Yes.
Isn't
There's
there?
plenty of babies that need handing over to people.
You know what I'm saying? So, like, I
Also-
don't go playing God. Just steward what we have already been given. I understand nobody wants a crack baby. I get it. Not even the crackhead mama wants the crack baby. Somebody has to take care of it.
Right. Did you see Ginny's disgusting comment? I can't believe you're into this stuff, Ginny. You see what Ginny's into?
Oh gosh, what are we doing? Oh, bless them.
Ugh.
And but that's another layer of this fucking financial racket,
Yeah.
medical bullshit. So not only are they getting these girls on the front end, basically the front end now with their mastectomy, with their harvesting, with their hormones they're going to be taking, with the fucking forearm surgery, with everything else. Then on top of that, they're going to charge them to store those eggs.
Yep.
And if you miss a
It's a
payment,
money-making machine, baby.
if you miss a payment on those eggs, you think that matters? No, then that's property of the storage facility. That's property of the doctor. They could use those eggs to put them in somebody else who doesn't have any viable eggs. Then you have part of your genetics running around out here with somebody else that you don't even fucking know about. Or Anthony Fauci gets his hands on those eggs.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Not nice guy says make omelets, but I think that's inappropriate, sir. I think you should show yourself to the door, sir. No, I'm just kidding.
I don't even know what to say to that.
No, I don't.
Good night.
Oh.
Boy.
What do gay male couples do often? Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Buy kids that women want to abort. Yes. Gay men are starting to do that.
See. Oh, yeah. Well, Owen talks about buying the kids
Yeah.
that women want to abort. That's an option, And then also you have the sodomites out here paying women to be surrogates. Not that I want the sodomites to have kids to begin with. I don't think they should. And I know why they're having to pay women to make them for them, because nobody will adopt them out to them, because we know the risks. We know the numbers. We're not stupid.
Yeah.
Not just anybody can get handed a baby.
I also want to point out the not nice guy that I do like him, but I will not hold you back when you reach for the wooden spoon.
Yeah.
No, don't beat not nice guy
No,
with a
I'm
wooden
not
spoon.
gonna beat him with a wooden spoon.
Met him in
It's
person. I won't let you do that.
That's fine. I wouldn't beat him with a wooden spoon anyways. He knows it's coming.
He knows it's coming. Yeah.
He knows that he'd deserve it, and that's good enough for me. That's good enough for me.
It's my favorite Mormon.
Yeah. Same.
Yeah. The only Mormon I talk to.
One of the good ones.
Yeah, one of the few that I will talk to. I'd like to say something bad about him right now, but I just can't think of anything.
Also, while we're speaking about not nice guy, I went ahead and I finished up your Sunday episode. I had started it, when it was going, and I only had about 45 minutes, I think, left of it to go. And I just want to say I'm really proud of you for like keeping it together and losing your shit in a very respectful, passionate way. It wasn't like directly attacking Heidi Love in a way that I would have. It was just in general attacking the behavior. And I think that that's a good thing to do. The behavior itself is what's an issue.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if it was her or anybody else or, some other fucking talking receptacle. It's not.
I
it's
agree.
the thing that's being said.
I can agree 100%. If you can have the forethought and self-control to attack the behavior and not the person, that is the way to win arguments.
Yes.
That is a way to get people on your side. And that is also a way to get your point across the best. When people hear you just bad-mouthing somebody, your point doesn't get across as well as when you make arguments against the behavior and not the person. So yes, kudos to you, sir. He says, thank you, Emily. That means a lot to me. I guess I'm nobody, but thank you, Emily. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah. Because I'm like, I can only handle so much of her, and it's not even my people she's degrading and
hold on.
defaming.
Stop. I got to thank you, too. I just want everybody to be aware
Oh, yes.
that I got one, too.
You did get it.
I got to thank you, too. All right. So stop. Pay attention to me. Me.
Yes.
Pay attention to me.
You.
Yeah, no.
You.
I had my day yesterday. It's okay.
Okay. All right. Good.
If anybody didn't see it, go check out my talk on the Great Siege of Malta.
It was actually pretty interesting to
Yeah,
listen to.
I'm not used to doing things by myself. I realize that even though I thought I was slowing things down by smoking my pipe, I do need to slow things down. I talk a little fast. I kind of get me through my, but it'll get there. It'll get there.
It was your first stream, bud.
Yeah.
Your first solo one.
It's
running
weird.
all by yourself.
Doing it together. It seems like nothing to me. It's like we're sitting on the couch bantering it. It's like, but when I'm sitting here by myself with the camera on and facing me,
It's a little different.
yeah, no, I definitely
It
have more respect for guys like Subliminal and Not Nice Guy on some of his streams when he doesn't have Megan and lots of other guys that just do it by themselves. That's different.
It is different.
It is real different.
Um,
Like I've never been nervous getting on stream here in front of you people like me and Emily. It's never. I'm just like, yeah, whatever. But getting on here by myself, I'm like, oh God, I've got to fill every bit of airspace. Like
all of it,
there's
yeah.
nobody to like interject. You know what I
Nope.
mean? It's
Nope. I think the only reason I have like settled into it
Speaking of
is
sodomites, I don't remember mentioning sodomites, but yes.
I said the sodomites shouldn't be given children.
Oh yes, okay, yeah.
I think people of a certain age, at some point, we just started ironically like looking off into the space where the camera would be if our life was a TV show. So I definitely channel that energy when I come down in the mornings to do my morning show. I'm like, I'm just being me and waiting for the awkward moments to look at the camera if my life was a TV show. That's what I'm doing.
Well, if anybody did enjoy it, on next Tuesday, I will be continuing with the Battle of Lepanto, which is basically the battle that saved Christendom from becoming Muslim.
All right.
It is a huge pivotal battle that happened not too long after Malta. But if you're interested in it, we will get into that on Tuesday. On Tuesdays with Tommy.
Oh, that's what you're settling on?
Tuesdays with Tommy.
Tuesdays with Tommy.
Yeah.
All right. It's got a nice ring to it.
Yeah, I thought so. I think I don't want to take full credit for it because I think somebody may have thrown something similar in the comments yesterday.
It was a subliminal messenger at the end. Tacos, tokes.
No, it was tobacco.
Tobacco. Tacos.
No,
Tommy?
no, testosterone, tobacco, Tommy Tuesdays or something like that.
There was definitely tacos was in there.
Or maybe there was tacos in there. I don't know.
Ugh, isn't it? I agree with you. I think that that's just a weird phrase that has entered the vernacular and should die a slow and like a swift death, not a slow and painful death.
I don't know what you're talking about, but that does sound like I would stop supporting someone who called me a pay pig.
Yeah.
I'll tell you that for sure.
Yeah.
If you're not going to show me respect, I'm not going to pay you money.
Yeah, I'm not down with that.
I'm not one of those low self-esteem people that will pay you to talk shit about me.
No.
Like, yeah.
It's not my jam.
I'm far too successful to deal with that shit.
It's a move.
Maybe not on the internet, but in real life.
It is a move. I'm not sure how calculated it was or if it was one of these 4D chess man moves that I just don't understand, but
no, there's no 4D man move that would go do. Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't even know what you guys are talking about, but I'm just, that's not something I would put up with, but
there's a few interesting decisions being made and I just, I don't know. They're not my decisions to make. If that's what he wants to view us as, that's what he wants to view us as. I don't know. It says more about him than it says about us, I think. But I don't like being called that.
Oh, we love you too, Not Nice Guy.
We love you too.
We also love Stax Farmstead.
We love Stax
but he doesn't love us back, so.
Well, he does. Yes.
I don't know. I sometimes feel dirty after spending time with him. Like he doesn't really love me. He's just telling me these things. What is wrong with me?
Terrible. Oh. That's okay. It's fine.
Yeah.
No, it's okay.
It's okay.
No big deal. It's just jokes. It's just jokes. You can have jokes and be Catholic, right?
Yes.
Right.
Yes, you can. That's the whole part of being Catholic, man, is being joyous.
Is being joyous and
it's
laughing.
not all serious and not. It's like
every time you laugh at something, you remind yourself that God exists.
Yeah, God doesn't want us to be miserable, people. Pigs are an adorable animal, humble and not assuming.
I guess.
Well, if you're into pigs, check out season 3 of Clarkson's Farm.
Oh yeah, he
shameless
does
plug for Jeremy Clarkson. It's an all pig season, man. If you're into
season.
pigs, And
Little
yes,
space
Stack says he
baby.
has that effect on people. So, yeah, I don't think he's sorry, but that's fine. I'll take a cold shower after this and scrub the filth off me. I'm
Okay,
a dirty, dirty man.
that's fair.
Oh man, I drank like half a bottle of this Jim Beam honey, and I am definitely feeling like I drank a half a bottle of Jim
Oh,
Beam honey.
well,
So there's that.
can you put this out in your ashtray over there, please?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Is there anything else we want to talk about with these people? Or is it time to end the show? Man, I keep making noises.
Yeah, that's okay.
Yeah, I apologize.
Well, we didn't get to the bald satanic lady.
No.
So, I don't know. I think that was it.
Do we
Other
want to
than
do the
that-
bald satanic lady while we're at it?
I mean, I guess why not?
We talked about it. We may as well do
Yeah,
it.
we mentioned it. It's rude to mention it this many times and not
Yeah.
share it, I guess.
Yeah.
So I'll set the scene while he pulls this up. In the state of Missouri, the House has proposed a bill. It's if you want to look this up on your own time, it's Missouri House Bill 1262, and it is called Religious Liberties in Schools Awareness Act. And this was presented on February 12th. And this just essentially says that public school children in the state of Missouri should be allowed to communicate their religious beliefs and or practices within school grounds. I hear that as we should respect the kids who acknowledge Ramadan, and they should be able to tell us that I can't be offered snack today. It's Ramadan. And I also hear, not that they give a crap about the Christian kids, but the Christian kids should be able to say a prayer before, they go play football if that's what the Christian kids want to do.
Or it's Lent and I'm abstaining and I'm not eating meat and I'm fasting. So
Right. Yes. Right. These are the things that this bill is being proposed to cover, because it is a situation where these are not rights that our children have in the public schoolhouse. These are not explicit, written down on paper rights that our kids have, and there are several instances.
Oklahoma too screwed up rebellion.
Yep. There's several instances of I can think of one specifically in Washington State. It was a coach, and his team liked that he prayed with them before and after games, and he was released from his teaching duties. It's since been overturned. He could go back to teach, and he was paid lost wages, but it took 3.5. It was actually almost closer to like 5 years for that situation to become rectified. But these are the things that it's being dealt with, and Missouri is trying to say our kids deserve to have religious liberties at the schoolhouse.
Yes. And also, Stacks, yes, Fish Fridays are awesome. We do Fish Fridays every Friday.
Yes.
And for the whole 40 days of Lent, we are going to fast. So 1 meal a day.
Yep.
Abstain from meat. So meaning nothing, no meat
Yep.
except for fish.
Yeah.
And we are also giving up weed and Malort.
Oh wait, no.
Yeah, we're giving up Malort too for the 40 days.
Oh, well, sure, whatever.
So you're giving up weed and I'm giving up Malort.
How about we just
And since neither of us can do one without the other, then we both give up both.
speak for yourself, nigga? Speak for yourself, nigga. I've been nothing but disciplined and getting my ass like fucking beat down into submission for the last 6.5 years. Like I know how to do this. I just Malort and weed.
Yep.
And the other thing I told you about earlier.
Yep.
This doesn't sound fun. This
It's not
doesn't
supposed
sound
to.
enjoyable.
It's not supposed to be. It's Lent. You're supposed to attach your sufferings to Christ. You're supposed to suffer. You're supposed to penance. It's a time of penance, man. It's not supposed to be fun.
Sure. But it's individual subjectiveness and whatnots. But I hear you.
Screwed Up Rebellion says, and no NDS for Lent.
See, I already had decided that. I already decided that earlier today because I do not have the self-control, right? I think that says more about why I should give it up, honestly. Stacks is my reaction to having to give up weed and Malort, which is not really that bad, but it's whatever. It's just a shocking statement to hear for the first time.
Yes, JC, you can eat a whole Long John Silver's family platter for Lent Fridays as long as it's the only meal you have of the day.
Yeah.
Yeah. On Sundays for Lent, you don't have to fast. So on Sunday, you could eat the whole platter 3 times a day if you wanted.
Well, so long as you go to mass, once you do, because you have to be fasted to receive Eucharist. But then after mass, then you're on Sundays during Lent, you're free to eat as many meals as you would normally eat. Which for most people that would mean like football hors d'oeuvres and dinner.
Yes. Yes.
Or the after church breakfast run or whatever.
Yes, and Screwed Up Run is right. Lent is not fun, but it's for Christ. And keep calm and suffer for Christ.
Yeah, and that's fine. But anyway, back to the giving up NDS for Lent. I had decided that it's been something I've been trying to remove myself from. Not necessarily remove myself from, but maybe not be the bane of people's existence. Be less me while I'm there. But I can't seem to do that. For whatever reason, I can't make myself not do it. So I decided today that for Lent, I just won't give myself a choice. I'll just have to do it. I'll just have to not worry about it for 40 days.
Yes. And then since it doesn't affect me in any way as her husband, I'm not.
He doesn't give a shit about it.
Yeah, I don't give a shit if she pisses people off on the internet during the day when I'm not around because it doesn't affect me. So anybody who's wondering why I don't get my wife in line on that, because it doesn't affect me. I don't care. It's not a pain in my ass. What do I care?
And I'm really not even doing anything that bad. Really?
If she's pushing you to be a better person, you're not happy about it. That's your problem, not mine.
Really? You know?
Yeah.
It's not like I'm out here trolling unsuspecting normies.
I did it to her. I pushed her to be a better person, and it worked. And now she's just trying to repay
I'm just trying to
pay it forward.
Pay it forward, right? Like I see how the formula works.
Right. Yeah.
I'm just trying to science out here, and nobody respects the science anymore.
No, trust the science. Do your Fauci.
Trust the science. It works. You get bullied. You feel shame. You do better every time.
Yeah.
Trust the science. If you make it uncomfortable enough for people, they'll give up their ideological bullshit eventually.
Not nice guy. I got Catholic kudos. That made my night. Like it's the first time he's ever gotten Catholic kudos.
I don't know how many Catholic people he interacts with.
But we've given him Catholic kudos many times.
We have.
Yeah.
But I'm sure it's nice every time it happens.
Yeah. We don't hate you guys, you LDS people.
Nope. Trust the science.
Yeah. Despite what some people may try to tell you, Catholics don't hate anybody. Yeah. We love you all. Except for this person.
Yeah.
Let's finally get to the Satanist the bald Satanist lady we've been talking about for over an hour now that we haven't gotten to.
Okay, yeah, let's do it.
Okay, here we go.
All right, in we go.
That's a woman, people, just so you know. I didn't believe it at first either. But this was actually, we came across our radar. It was shared by our very own Grizzly. And his comments were, this should be a crime. Satanism is not a religion. It's a subversion of the truth, which is true.
Truth.
So in case some of you are not aware of this, they're currently pushing for this. As a parent and a member of the Satanic Temple, I will be first in line to request that my school hire a minister of Satan from our Missouri congregation to provide chaplain support to my student. My child, along with the children of thousands of TST members, I'm guessing that's the
Satanic Temple.
The Satanic Temple. Okay. Really, you think there's thousands of you in Missouri?
Whatever.
Anybody really think there's thousands of these people in Missouri of all states? I don't think so. Like maybe in California, there's thousands of them.
I mean, by thousands, does she mean 1,584?
Well, by thousands, I would expect it to have to be over 2,000 for thousands.
Yeah.
Missouri's a very Catholic, and then
it's very Catholic, and there's not really.
And then right behind it, it's very Christian, it's very Protestant too. It's funny because it's both very Catholic and very Protestant at the same time.
Yeah.
But either way, it's very Jesus.
Right.
I don't believe there's thousands of TST members in the state.
Yeah, I don't.
Okay. Must be given equal access to guidance aligned with our religious values, including bodily autonomy, critical thinking, and resistance to tyranny. Yeah, these people are fucking stupid.
As we try to do tyranny.
Right, yeah. So let's just hear what this bitch has to say. I'm not listening to all 4 minutes of this, I can tell you right now.
Good morning. I'm Dr. Gwyneth Woodhouse, and I appreciate the opportunity to speak.
Fake doctor. First of all, You shouldn't be allowed to call yourself doctor just because you spent your whole life in school learning underwater basket weaving.
But I bet you she's like a pediatrician.
Ugh.
On SB 49 and SB 118, which would allow Missouri's
Look at
public
this faggot
schools
next
to
to her.
employ or accept volunteer religious
Oh, wait till he
chaplains.
starts talking.
I oppose this bill because I believe that no faith should impose itself on others in our public
Well, we don't care what you
institutions,
think. Your opinion
especially
means
under the
nothing to
guise of
us.
providing student support. I also believe in constitutional values, and I know that if this bill passes
You don't
and
believe in
schools adopt a
constitutional
chaplain policy, all religions must be allowed the same opportunity to participate.
No, they shouldn't.
As a parent and a member of the Satanic Temple, I will be first in line to request that my school
You'll be
hire a
first in
minister
line to
of
be burned at
Satan
the
from our
stake.
Missouri congregation to provide chaplain support to my student. My child, along with the children of thousands of TST members in this state, must be given equal access to guidance aligned with our religious values, including bodily autonomy, critical thinking, and resistance to tyranny. And I won't be the only Missouri parent and TST member making that request.
A liberal arts degree.
Some
is
of
what
you
a
may
doctor.
believe this bill avoids legal liability by leaving policy decisions to individual school districts. In reality, this bill forces Missouri's schools districts into a legal minefield by compelling them to take a stance on a highly controversial issue and exposing them to inevitable legal challenges. This bill doesn't support our students or schools, it abandons them. They will be left to clean up a mess that SB 49 and SB 118 legally required them to make.
I just want to pause. I want to address the comment section real quick. Whereas Screwed Up Rebellion said, "Not nice guy is a moron," and then my bad, I meant Mormon.
Yeah.
But why can't he be both screwed up? but why can't he be both?
They don't have to be exclusive.
Right. It does. He can be one and the other. Like it doesn't. There's no rules, right? Don't need for her early life check on this goblin.
It's just there's just so much going on with her, and I'm like, I don't. Oh, yeah. All right.
Yeah.
So
Let's
she's
thank you, Stacks. I mentioned this earlier when me and Emily were looking at this before the show, and I was like, man, that is an oddly shaped head. She looks like one of the Greys.
yeah,
Like,
definitely would not rock a bald look. If
No!
it was shaped
if
like
my head was shaped like that, I would wear a wig if I couldn't grow hair.
that. Yeah.
I mean, I'm clear. She clearly shaves it. You can see the stubble. It's not like she has alopecia or anything.
Right.
But and look at how feminine that man next to her is.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, like it's
nothing about that guy says I could take care of myself.
No. Wait.
Like, if DoorDash stopped delivering tomorrow, that man would die.
Yeah, he would struggle. Would not know what to do.
What are you trying to do?
I was trying to go forward to where he starts talking.
Oh,
So
I got
she's basically making the case that if you guys go forward with this,
If this bill
expect
does
to deal
pass,
with me.
well, Dr. Virgil Ovid.
Missouri students, then passing S. Thank you and hail Satan.
Thank you and hail Satan.
Good morning. My name is Minister Virgil Ovid.
Minister
Assistant
Virgil
Temple.
Ovid, get the fuck out of
I
here.
would actually just like to second all of that. And
And
if this bill does pass, well, I would like to offer my services to any school in the state of Missouri on the fact of we have religious freedom.
has anybody seen a more homosexual man recently than this?
No.
I noticed you're holding your scapular as
Yeah,
these people
sorry.
talk. No, that's fine.
I mean,
Needs to be done.
I was fidgeting with it in my pocket, and I figured I may as well just pull it out of my pocket.
Yeah.
Yeah. This.
Okay, I'm gonna back out of this video because I'm done with these people.
Yeah, this is a situation. Poor Missouri having to deal with this. But I guess it's everywhere, right? These people are everywhere. Just be aware of these people being out here and doing.
She had put you. It's a rap. You dead. Is that what you're laughing at?
No, I'm raffing at not nice guy.
You're raffing
I'm raffing.
this one.
No, though. Yes, I watch Raven daily.
Oh, well, I don't get it. What happened?
Have you seen a more gay person in a while?
Oh,
Or more, yeah.
I forgot what I said 2 seconds ago. It's the goddamn cholesterol medication I took a year ago.
Oh, hey.
It's still having that effect.
I-
And I used the Lord's name in vain right there too because of the cholesterol. It's a cholesterol med's problem, not mine. I swear, Father, if you're watching, it is the meds.
Okay.
It screwed my
Lingering
brain.
effect
Yeah,
of
lingering
medications
effect.
you haven't been taking for 3 months now.
For over a year, but
Oh,
yeah.
yeah. Okay. All right. Okay.
Remember my doctor brought that
It's
up in
the
my last
Tourette's.
appointment. Was like, "Are you still taking all your meds?" Yep, I am. Hey, you haven't had a refill in almost a year now. Yep.
Oh, about that.
Yeah. So maybe I'm not taking my meds.
Maybe I'm not. My bad.
Yeah.
Which meds were you talking about,
Yeah.
lady?
Ugh.
Yeah. So, but yeah. Anyways, that's a thing that's happening in Missouri. So pray for Missouri.
Yes,
The
and
children of Missouri to not have to deal with the Satanic Temple people. At the very least, that the representatives will say, "Nah."
yes.
I
Good
don't
good
think
night,
so.
not nice guy. Thank you for showing up. Actually, it's over an hour and a half now, so
Yeah, we're
it's
gonna be
getting on my
wrapping soon.
bedtime too. So it's about time to wrap up. I just wanted everybody to see the bald Satanist lady and her homosexual boyfriend.
Yeah, I don't know what the situation is with them two, but they showed up together, so
Yeah.
I'm sure it's something.
Either way, it's disgusting. It's
It's in Missouri though, so
yeah, it's a shame too. 'Cause Missouri is such a great state when it comes to Christianity and just decent people.
well,
Have we
that's
ever had a
why-
bad trip to Missouri?
No, we have not.
No.
I've
been everywhere in the world. I don't say I've been everywhere in the world. I have not been everywhere in the world. I've been most everywhere in this country, and there's great places, but I've still had experiences with bad people in them.
Mhm.
Missouri is not one of those places.
Nope.
We've been to Missouri probably a dozen times now, and
haven't
it's
stumbled
every time
upon
is
one of those people.
every time it's a wonderful time. It is so wonderful.
Yep, all the people are always polite and welcoming.
Yeah.
And I think that that's mostly why I went ahead and thought that this was worth mentioning. Is that for a place like Missouri to be as wonderful in the ways that it is, it only makes sense that the Satanic Temple would pop up and be like, "I'm here to wreck your wonderland.
Yeah.
I am here to cause chaos and bring the queertry here.
Yeah.
Because you're too normal."
Like I've said many times that like if we get to move somewhere where I get to like choose where we live
Mhm.
and I don't have to
Oh, yeah,
go to a
Missouri.
place because of where the money is, it's probably going to be Missouri. It really would be. It's a great state.
4 seasons, trout, nice people.
They small
Sold.
mountains, but still mountains. There's still terrain there. Like
Sold.
it's I Missouri's a great place. It's slept on. People don't understand how good Missouri is if they've never visited.
That's true.
Yeah. But I highly recommend guys spend some time in Missouri, especially if you're a Christian. Go to Branson. Branson's like Reno for
Christian family.
Christian families. Yeah, it's a great area.
It's very, very family centered, very family friendly. You're not going to find any wild stuff. It's pretty great. Ozarks are
Yeah,
amazing.
Ozarks are amazing.
Ozarks are legit.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, I love the Ozarks. Even on the northern Arkansas side, it's pretty nice. But Arkansas is not as nice as Missouri. The people, the place, it's just not. I
It's
definitely
not-
like that southern Missouri. All of Missouri is great. Even around the St. Louis area. St. Louis is a very Catholic city. Even around the St. Louis area, there's good stuff you can see if you get out of the scummy areas.
As it goes.
As Screwed Up says, just stay away from St. Louis. For the most part, but there are some really good things to see even in St. Louis, and some decent people. But so anyway, with that being said, I think we are going to call it for the night. Yeah, we're at like an hour and 40 minutes.
Oh yeah, we went a long time tonight.
Yeah, I purposely did because I don't know. I'm tired of cutting ourselves short for other shows. Like, if you want to go watch me, we'll catch us the rest of our show later. Like, I wanted to get through our content.
Fair.
So.
Fair. Yeah, usually we leave a few things on the burner to try to cut time. But
Yeah. But
not
no.
tonight. Not
Yeah,
tonight.
I'm just I'm going to relax on the hard out at 1 hour. So I also never show our banners anymore.
Oh yeah, we forgot to do that.
Yeah. So guys, go ahead and follow us. I know a lot more people watch us on Rumble than follow us. And I know at the beginning of this, I kind of said, "Oh, hey guys, watch us on YouTube instead of Rumble." But
Watch us wherever.
watch us wherever. I don't really care anymore. I thought I cared at the beginning, but then the more I realized, YouTube's really kind of dying anyway. And I don't.
Yeah.
I watch all the other Catholic content creators like on YouTube, and I watch how much they have to censor themselves, and I'm just not willing to do that.
Yeah, I don't want to do that either.
So, in that respect, since I really am not going to watch what I say, and I don't want you guys missing content as YouTube takes it down, then follow. Watch us on Rumble.
Yep.
But yeah, Restore Christendom show on Rumble. Go ahead and follow us there, please. because like I said, we have far more views on that channel than we have followers at this point. So
Yeah, I have noticed the difference between the two.
yeah.
Uh,
And then at Christendom Show on X, we're actually starting to get a decent amount of people watching on X. I don't know who any of these people are.
You
They
do
don't
watch
comment,
us
they
on
don't
X.
show anything, but we get views on X.
Yeah.
So thank you, people who are watching on X.
Appreciate.
Yeah,
If you are watching it, you don't have to like share it or anything, but pop a like on it so we know who you are.
yeah. That would be nice.
Yeah.
But yeah, Restore Christendom Show on Rumble or Kick.
Mm-hmm.
Make sure you follow us, add a like, whatever. But yeah. Anyway, you will be back Friday.
I will be back Friday morning, 6:30 a.m. for morning crew. That's the schedule, and then we will be back on Sunday at 7:15 p.m. Central for our Sunday evening show.
Yes. And then she'll be back Monday, and I'll be back Tuesday, and we'll be back Wednesday. We're basically only taking Thursdays off and Saturdays at this point.
Thursdays and Saturdays, but then Saturdays we do make appearances on other shows. So
yes. But yes. So good night to you all.
good night to everybody.
Thank you
God bless you all.
Thank you all for watching.
I'll be praying for you tomorrow without your consent.
Yes. God bless everybody. We really appreciate you, and we will see you all later. Goodbye.
Pater noster, qui es in celis, sanctificetur nomen tuum, adveniat regnum tuum, fiat voluntas tua, sicut in cielo et in terra. Panem nostrum quotidianum da nobis hodie, et dimite nobis debita nostra, sicut et nos dimitimus debitoribus nostris, et ne nos inducas in tentationem, sed libera